All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Hennessy Performance League Game of the Week. As we see, Miss Hope's looking for his custom playbook. We got a game here today between the Georgia Bulldogs out of the SEC and the Louisville Cardinals out of the ACC. Joining me today in the booth is a man that now goes by the name Hobblestep, Pablo Escobar.
What's up?
And then my sideline reporters are Tiger NASCAR and the great one, Jake.
Hello?
Whichever
Hello?
one y'all wants to go first.
Hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
Jake, you got it.
Hello?
All right, well, yeah, both of them say hello.
Go G-Money.
Go J Money.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Let's have some fun.
All right. And Jackson Altman is also joined in. I don't know if he's going to get involved, but we see the Louisville Cardinals actually played this game at home, so some people may think there's a chance. I think there's no chance. I think Georgia rolls here today. What do you think, Pablo?
I don't know if Georgia rolls, but I do see a Georgia win. I'll say that.
All right. Well, we see the atmosphere here at Papa John's Stadium, or the stadium that used to be known that. As the Georgia Bulldogs will kick the ball off to start this game, and we are underway here. Week 3 of the college football season here in the Hennessy Performance League. I do want to real quickly go over an upset that just happened like about 30 minutes ago. Florida State stormed into Neyland and upset the 12th ranked Tennessee Vols. So big win for Dirt to get his season kind of turned around after the opening loss to Mississippi State, and he now has back-to-back wins over Notre Dame and Tennessee to sit at 2-1. And the soap says he's lagging. As here comes the Louisville offense for the first time, sending Meeks in motion, gonna hand it off, and he's gonna be stopped right at the line of scrimmage, no gain.
You know, it's a big game for Mac in Louisville.
Hey, sorry to cut you guys off. DJ, if it gets bad, though, I might need you to start a share screen. You can share screen and stream at the same time. My internet's tweaking with 5 people watching.
All right. Well,
10-4.
just a chill guy with bad internet, I guess.
The chill part, I don't know. But
Yeah.
or the guy part, either, I don't know. But
Wow. Clarkson driving back to throw. He finds a man. He's got a first down and more. Breaks a tackle and down to the 39. That is Clarkson, the sophomore out of California, the wonderful land of always Joker.
you know, this is the first real test for Georgia. They had Clemson and Washington on the schedule to open it up, and had no trouble with either. So this will be the first time we're actually seeing
Yep. Turner gets a handoff here, breaks to the outside. He's going to step out of bounds. Maurice Turner, the Georgia native, playing against the team that carries the name of his home state. Here comes Clarkson. Georgia comes out in a 3-3. It's going to be a screen pass. Not going anywhere. C.J. Allen in on the stop.
You know, so far, Georgia's been dialing up a little bit of pressure, trying to get to Clarkson.
We'll see if they keep sending the house here. It's Clarkson. New running back in for the Cards. He's going to go to the tight end again. Breaks a couple more tackles and another first down. You know, DJ's been trying to beat the washed allegations that he's been fighting for since he got put out of the quarterfinals last year. As the run's going to get 2 for Turner, but he came out, got beat by Auburn in week 1 in Lucia, and trying to get his revenge on the SEC by taking down their top dog, it seems, right now. Here we go, throw. In the double coverage and intercepted. Going all the way, the 50, the 40. Can the running back catch up and make the tackle? Some space between the DBs. And touchdown, Ricardo Hallman. Georgia's on the board first. You got to just wonder, that's a young quarterback making that mistake. He had some guys open down the field. Instead, he opts to go short in double coverage, and it is picked off. He pays for it from the senior corner.
Well, Louisville had a good drive going, too, and they just throw a ball into a hard flat. You know, you'll have that.
You will have that, as the hard flat set was enough to keep that from being a completion.
And he had to, I know, we hate it when commentators are saying who's open, but
he did have people open.
he did.
Yeah, DJ, respectfully, the kicking meter was lagging a little bit. Like, I don't know. Just if you could please just see if you could start a share screen, because I'm really not trying to lag.
I'm doing it.
Thank you,
Well,
head coach of Louisville.
we're moving over to Louisville's.
I mean, that might just have to be a free drive, to be honest.
I'm also resumed whenever you're ready.
That has got to be 3 forced losses, in my humble opinion. Gotta wonder, as Clarkson has got nobody out left in this formation, and the hit as he throws, second down. Second down and 10, handoff up the middle, and he's able to get 3.
We're seeing Mason
7 now.
trust his corners a lot so far, with a lot of man coverage and a lot of blitz and cover zero stuff. So it shows that he's confident in his guys' main coverage ability.
Yeah. Well, Georgia made a living last year off of man coverage in the crucial games because their overalls are high enough to where they can rely on man coverage primarily. As 3rd and 7, Louisville in trouble here, dropping even further back. That's not going to be what you need to do. Hit as he throws, and it is 4th down. And somebody's microphone is terrible. But they will punt this ball, and we will see the Georgia offense for the first time here today. So you see they spread them out, 3 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Running back in the backfield. I'm going to check to the sideline. This place is getting rowdy here in Louisville, Kentucky. Handoff goes up the middle. He's got some space. Won't get the first, but he will get a gain of 8. It is 2nd and 2. 2nd and 2. Now he's going to line up quarterback all by himself. Rashada is this guy's name. I have not called a Georgia game since they moved on from Beck, so we'll see if we can learn a lot about this Georgia quarterback here today. Rashada. Go to the tight end, and it's intercepted, and this one is going back the other way. Louisville gets a pick, sits right back. That's Day McLeod.
He got him with the same thing that Georgia got him with.
They're an extra point away from tying this game. So both offenses, both quarterbacks making big boo-boos here early.
As we see, is that Joshua Wright bringing the ball out?
That is Joshua Wright. And Georgia's going to pick up a first down there, throw to ATM. Rashada gonna hand off. Good read by the linebacker. That is TJ Quinn, another Georgia native. BC second down and 12. Rashada. Got his tight end out right, got trips out left. He's going to hand the ball off. It's a delayed handoff. It's going to work to perfection. And another first down for Jamal Hayes.
Jamal Haynes should be a Florida Gator right now. That's all I got to say.
Well, shoulda, coulda, woulda, I guess.
He had 300 yards last week in Washington or wherever they played at. I can't remember.
He actually played that game up the road from here in Charlotte, North Carolina, home to one of the worst college football programs in HPL.
Shots fired.
As the wide receiver reverse is going to get another first down. So Jaden Rashada, the freshman out of Cali, making some plays here early, trying to come back after the pick 60 through. And here comes Maryland I, the formation that sparked so much controversy in the offseason about custom playbooks, and it's going to get a gain of 1. Now, kind of just analyzing Maryland I don't really like it because if you don't have a really good offensive line like Georgia does, the running back gets the ball so late that compared to everywhere else, the block's already shedded, but that's just, as I'm bad talking it, they're going to get all the way down to the 5 using it. And that will bring us to the end of this first quarter with the score knotted at 7-7. We're going down to our sideline reporters first. We'll go to Jake. Jake, what are you feeling here?
I'm feeling that Georgia is looking really cool as far as what they're doing right now. I mean, they're playing consistent ball, and the offense has been working really, really well for them.
All right, and we'll go to Tiger NASCAR. Tiger, what is the vibe on whichever sideline you're at right now?
I mean, Louisville's just, their just defense is getting cooked a little bit, but the pick six kind of sparked a little spark in that defense, and Georgia's driven right back down on them. So there we go.
All right, as handoff gets a gain of 1, the run game being stuffed here. Georgia might have to look to the air here on 3rd and 6. We will see what's going on here. And here they come. Maryland I heavy formation. Rashada with 3 backs to his left. And he's going to be pulled down at the 1. And they will go hurry up here. 4th and goal. Can the Cards get a big stop? Handoff. Touchdown, Georgia. And Jamal Haynes is in. And Georgia is an extra point away from taking a 7-point lead.
Yeah, I knew whenever he went in the huddle and just ran it back up the middle that the Louisville front 7 or just defense entirely wasn't ready for it, and it'd have been tough to stop. But I think Matt can make some adjustments and stop that, at least slow it down, the Maryland I.
Yeah,
at least he should be able to.
There's a couple of things you can do against Maryland I to stop it. But I will see if Louisville can figure it out. As the inside zone handoff, he's going to break it on the other side. He's got a broken tackle. He's got some space. Big run for Louisville now, down to the 44.
He hasn't really struggled running the ball so far. He didn't do that. He had a good drive going until he threw the pick 6 on the first drive, so maybe he can continue.
And this is going to be a reverse to Callaway, going nowhere. Loss of 4 brought down in the backfield by Damon Wilson Jr. Clarkson going to check the sideline here. He's going to drop back to throw to a tight end who's wide open. First down, Louisville, as that was a dangerous throw if that tight end wasn't able to get over there. As they're going to stick with the same formation with 3 out wide to the right, Clarkson. Clarkson dropping back. He's got pressure in his face. The O-line did not pick up the blitz. It is 2nd and 10. Clarkson once again looking over the field, throwing short, and it is incomplete. Put it a little too wide. And so now it is 3rd and 10.
Seen a little bit of grabbing at the top of that zig route right there.
Yeah, we did. I'm surprised the flag was not thrown.
The grabbing.
Louisville gonna have to dig deep in their
Yeah,
playbook.
some grabbing. LSPI, little bro.
Yes. Over the cross. And the tight end, he's got 4th and 2. Now, do you go for it here? You got a freshman kicker. You are in his field goal range. I believe you're on the edge of it. And they will kick this. Can they make it wind blowing right? Kick is up. Kick is good. And Louisville going to keep it close here. Now 14 to 10. And they will kick this one back off to Georgia.
Louisville's got to figure something out on defense to stop the run game. If Georgia continues to run the ball like this, as Joshua Wright runs it out to the 20, then they're just going to be struggling. They're not going to be able to stop Georgia at all.
Yeah. Rashada, handoff, inside zone, going nowhere. If you're the Louisville Cards, you need a stop here on defense, considering that the Georgia Bulldogs get this ball back at the start of the second half. Rashada tried to set up the screen pass, and it's going nowhere. And so now big opportunity for the Cards to try to get off this field here. We'll line 3 up left, 2 out right. Rashada going to call an audible. Will he ever snap the ball here? Now he's going to snap it. Going deep to Smith, and it's intercepted. That was not Smith. That was Etienne. That's my bad. But
Smith is on to the
off.
NFL.
Oh, well, I didn't know that. It was picked off by Dave McLeod, and I really wouldn't have known that by the way he played against Georgia Tech in real life. But 1st and 10 Louisville, going the other way.
Well, I think in last season of this dynasty, he might have had over 2,000 receiving yards.
Yeah, he may have had a little bit of a better season. So loss of 3, going to bring up 2nd and 13 as well. This take us to the 2-minute warning, or is the coach of the Louisville Cardinals going to want one more play? That will take us to the 2-minute warning. You see the sack leader this season, we have a handful of guys who have already gotten 4 sacks through 2 games. Or 3 games, depending on if they played week 0. And while we got the time, let's talk about some early season predictions. I know we just saw Tennessee go down to Florida State about 15 minutes before this. But Pablo, if you're looking at the SEC picture, who do you think is at the end of the day going to be standing tall in that conference?
I'd say the favorite is definitely Georgia. Favorites because Georgia, Ole Miss, Florida, Auburn, and then with Tennessee's came out slow to open the season up, and Mississippi State's came out hot, beating Florida State, but they were 7-6 last year. So I mean, it'll take a little bit more than 1 week to prove that they're in the top of the SEC. But I mean, I say that's the teams that I will give a shot.
I also think that if Texas can get
Yeah, I forget Texas.
their ducks in a row, they have a shot since I believe, as I saw on the stat tracker a second ago, that Arch Manning currently leads the country in passing yards. And I have heard some upsetting rumors that he is insanely overpowered in later years of these dynasties. And there he goes. Can he return a punt? He's going to get it to the other side. And now the Georgia Bulldogs have some time here on the other side of the field to work this ball into the end zone if they want and get another score before halftime. And as far as the ACC goes, do you think that Lamar's still the favorite? Do you think there's some other guys that can try to sneak in and knock him off the top of this Farmers League?
I'd say Lamar's definitely still the favorite, but with some new additions like North Carolina getting a user in Nike and Miami getting a user in Sauce, we could, as Georgia scores a touchdown right here, Jamal Haynes.
As
for his 8th rushing
Castellanos
touchdown of
hits
the
a deep
season.
drive into left field, it will be a home run and it will be a 5-0 ball game.
But I do think Lamar's still the favorite with Nike and Sauce joining the league. Sauce started out like I think 0-3, 0-2, 0-3-1, and Nike with a loss to Electric. But I think it adds a little bit more of competitiveness for it.
I agree. I do think that Dirt
wins ACC.
Someone thinks Dirt wins the ACC. I think that Dirt is a little more scary, especially coming off of that road win in Neyland. But I just don't think Louisville wins the conference this year. I mean, I would have loved to see Miami play against you, Pablo, because that would have been really telling. But I think Sauce and Miami come out of the conference on top this year. Just a little bit of a bold prediction.
Yeah. I mean, I don't hate it. He does have a little bit of a QB problem. But we'll see.
Who are the other users? There's Charlotte, App State, and then
there's a chance there's a Charlotte App State final.
I don't think there's a chance of that.
I agree.
The youngest user versus the oldest user in the league would be really.
I would say that Tiger's probably not the youngest user.
He sounds the youngest.
And we're having requests from a Georgia player that the broadcast is boring. Interesting.
The broadcast is boring. Okay, let's talk about.
He says it's a bedtime story.
It's a bedtime story. Well, look at the game. It's a bedtime story right now. And there's not much we can do. You can't just work your magic on everything like this Louisville Cardinals quarterback works his magic on the Georgia linebacker, breaks his ankles, and it's going to be again at 8. But, we could... What should we do to spice this broadcast up, Pablo, since the user of the Georgia Bulldogs isn't as entertained as he wishes he was? What do you think we could do to make things a little bit more entertaining for the viewers at home?
Maybe we could... I don't know. I don't really know. I think they're just wanting to complain. Just the It's actually a receiver, I think, for Georgia that's airing his
Oh,
grievances.
it's not. Yeah, it's not the Georgia coach. My apologies. It's a guy who um is a really interesting feller. I don't know why he's commenting on the broadcast from the sideline. That might be some laps after practice. But always Joker, who just took a loss to Heredia last week. We could talk about that.
Yeah, we could talk about that.
We
I
can
don't
talk
think there was
about
any
that.
RNG involved. I think it was a 100% skill-based
I just think
game.
it really
Nothing
just goes to show the NCAA is just the most accurate game when it comes to the
when it comes
skill
to
gap in
skill.
this
Yeah.
league. Yeah, like it just requires the most talent, and it is another interception. Bolden's going to run this one out. Going to take step out of bounds at the 21. But yeah,
And a
let's
national
talk
title.
about. But no, since we're talking about USC, let's talk about them. Frustrating loss. Do you think they can recover in the Big Ten?
With the Big Ten schedule they have, I do actually. They've can't remember all the users they play. I know they have Ohio State and probably Penn State, and I think they've dodged Oregon in that
Again,
conference. So
But he's going to have to
they
get
don't
through
really have the
Virginia Tech
toughest conference
first.
schedule. True. They have Virginia Tech on their schedule.
they do
Yeah.
have Virginia Tech on
Okay,
their
that's a
schedule,
loss.
so they're cooked. Essentially,
Yeah,
is what I'm
I might
hearing.
as well. They're out of my playoff bracket.
Yeah, I'm just gonna
Yeah.
pencil in USC at 4-8.
Yeah. There you go.
I'm actually gonna Sharpie it in, but there's your entertainment, Joshua. As
There you
we'll see
go
if this
there,
is
great
some
one,
entertainment
Joker.
here. Yeah, cocoa butter, as the
Yeah.
great one Jake likes to call you. But Rashada here in Hail Mary formation. We'll see if they can get some more points on the board. Rashada got some time going deep. It's long enough. Can Delt make the grab? No, tucked away. And we will head to the halftime break. And since Jake just got to talk, we'll throw it to Tiger at halftime. Does Louisville have a chance to get back in this game?
No.
No.
Well,
I can't say I disagree, but like you could draw it out. I mean, we have such a boring broadcast here, so we got to add some spice to it somehow.
Well,
so
if
he's
you'd like,
complaining to about the broadcaster returning it out to the 14. Maybe we need to be hitting the bike a little bit on the sideline instead of texting.
I
I don't
agree.
know.
But as we see a man in motion here for the Bulldogs, Rashada going to drop back to pass. It's good coverage by the Cards, and it's almost intercepted. That was what Louisville needed to get back in this game.
I do see a path to Georgia. I mean, not Georgia. Louisville getting back in this game. Now, I wouldn't say it's most likely, but I do think it's possible.
We can discuss our national championship picks as of right now.
We can.
I think Mayhem's in a pretty good position to repeat, especially with the Mickey schedule he has left. But
So you think that's your pick? Is he will repeat?
I'm gonna say no, just to be exciting. I'm gonna say, well, every time I pick Mason, he lets me down, so I gotta stop picking Mason. Well, yeah. Now that I think about it, I can't really think of anybody else. I mean, Jackson's there, but I'll never pick Ole Miss for anything. So I guess I'll stick with Oregon. What is Pablo's prediction?
I think Oregon's going to be there. Maybe not in the national championship game, but in the Final Four probably. I mean, they should go 12-0, win the conference, and then go deep into the playoffs. But I'd say you have Georgia, you have Ole Miss, and you have them, and I would pick Georgia to win. And I think a dark horse team, you might could see Florida there at the end. Maybe not in the national championship game, but I think they have a chance.
Do you think we see anything out of those Missouri Tigers? They've been climbing the rankings here lately.
The Clemson Tigers, is that you said?
The Missouri Tigers.
Oh, the Missouri Tigers. I haven't watched the Missouri Tigers game yet.
Oh,
So,
speaking of rankings, let's go over the latest user rankings. If I can pull them up. These were the rankings entering last week, but this week, well, we still haven't gotten them out for this week. But last week Georgia was on top, but we still got complaints from Joshua Wright about the broadcast talking about things other than the game. The game's kind of boring, so I wish Joker would just get in here and show us how it's done since he's such an expert. But we really just. We're trying to make things exciting. We're trying to talk about different stuff, but Joker's going to find something to complain about. So I guess we'll just only talk about the game from here on out.
Georgia goes back into Maryland, runs the play clock down, running right up the middle. We got it 4.
I would like to point out that that there is still a 2K league going on, by the way, in case anyone forgot. But we all know who won the last legitimate championship in that league. So we're just gonna. I thought we were only talking about college football in here, Joker. As Georgia will line up to kick this field goal here to go up 24-10. The kick is up, and the kick is good, and it is a 14-point lead. Let's try to entertain. What could be more entertaining for a guy like Joshua Wright right now? How could we possibly make this a little bit better for him?
A Joshua Wright touchdown.
I agree. So I think we just need to get this ball back in the hands of the Georgia Bulldogs, and we need to throw it for number 6 as a Wildcat's going to pick up a first down. Breaking a couple of tackles. That was something exciting.
Will not go down, the freshman.
Freshman out of the state of Florida.
Well, we're hearing reports that Joker says talk about YB coming back for NASCAR.
YB's coming back for NASCAR. Did he ever win a championship? Or
the rightful owner of Hill State, they say.
Well, I'll put it this way. I kind of just wish that something would have happened to him in the off season, so he wouldn't have came back. But now he's back, so I guess I'm just going to have to deal with bitching him again for another 12 months. Just add him to the list.
Yeah, Louisville just running the ball all over Georgia.
We could talk about how his college team is Stanford, and they're garbage. Well, except for beating Louisville. Video gets taken down. I think that the YouTube guidelines have better things to do than be taking down our streams. They've got Mr. Beast videos or something to be mad about. As we reach the end we've reached the end of the third quarter. Jake, we hadn't heard from you in a while. Talk to me about the flow of this game and what does Louisville need to do to put the punch ball in the end zone here?
I mean, they're going to have to do something here. I mean, they've been making a lot of mistakes. I mean, Louisville gets sacked right there. See, a lot of mistakes. Should throw the ball away. And I don't know if Louisville has any life in this game.
This is just a spot. It's 4-down territory. You have to go right here. And this is do or die. You've got to get it. Pierce Clarkson, I believe his name is. Got to be great.
Yeah. But we can see, speaking on the NASCAR return, well, I won't talk about it now because this is a crucial play in the game. 4th and 10. Clarkson's got nobody in the backfield by himself. He's got 5 wide. Clarkson checking to the sideline. He's some
covered.
Time. No one deep. That's good coverage, Doctor. Wait, he caught it. No, he did not.
Incomplete.
Jamari Johnson almost hung on to it, and that will probably ice this game.
Georgia going into Maryland.
The tackle there. But yeah, we could talk about the return of the NASCAR Cup Series to the Hennessy Performance League. I know I could talk to Jake about that a lot because he was one of our main broadcasters, and I assume
Yeah.
he will be again once the season starts up. But I think Joker said something about how we had 30-something responses for the forums. So I think we will be seeing some going back to our roots and getting back out onto the track in NASCAR Heat 5 for another season of completely controversy-free racing as they're going to bust this game wide open. Haynes has got his third touchdown. If he doesn't trip and fall, and he goes in. But yeah, we'll have more news on that will be coming out shortly. As it is a 31-10 game.
This has gotten out of hand quick. Louisville could get a touchdown on the board right here and make the score look a little bit better.
I would just like to point out that this is the third straight time that the Georgia Bulldogs have scored when it could be argued that it was unnecessary. You know, what will the committee look at that?
One thing about it, though, Hill State, and you can vouch for me on this, this is better than the Washington-Charlotte game from last night.
Oh boy, shots fired. Tiger, how do we feel?
I think it was a good game. Well, there was actually, excitement in the last quarter. And like this, what I'm seeing is just Maryland Eye the whole game. Like, let's get some trolling in.
Happened in the fourth quarter.
Don't disrespect Maryland, though.
I will be.
Howdy, Mr. Jackson Altman, coach of that other team in Mississippi. As Turner's going to get a first down here. Jackson, are you intimidated at all by what you're seeing from the Georgia Bulldogs here, completely dismantling a playoff contender, a former national champion on the road?
Nah, I mean, I know what defense he's in every single time. Like, hold up. Next play, I will tell the Louisville coach what he's in.
Okay, well, we got some live game
Is this Tony
manipulation. This is Tony Romo.
All right, well, this is a cover one blitz.
And we're just completely wrong.
Indeed,
Actually, never mind,
Literally
you're right.
right.
No, I thought you said cover zero. My bad. I thought you said cover zero.
Okay. So,
And
third
are
and
you
10.
just a defensive guru?
Nah, this guy
I think
just doesn't hide
This
his
is Zach
coverage
Arnett
well.
speaking.
This is an all-out blitz right
if
here.
it was Zach Arnett speaking, I'd have some other words to say that would definitely get us taken down.
The quarterback just got killed.
Yeah,
Hey, look,
we can see that.
look at those interceptions. Did you see that? 11? Charlotte?
They're leading the country in something finally.
And losses. And interceptions.
Oh, we have
And
3
losses and
losses.
interceptions. And that's a
Wow.
bad throw. Intercepted. Will he run this
freshman.
back? Will he run this back? So I think this is officially getting into dangerous BTA territory.
That's not the freshman. That is the best defensive back of the year last year in season 2.
Well, I mean, I was talking about the quarterback.
Hush. That was freshman. That was a bad throw. Then I cannot. I'm sick right now. Jamal Haynes with 9 rushing touchdowns on the season through 2 games or 3 games, and he's just not a Florida Gator.
I just think a lot of that has to do with the running up of the score that's been going on by the Georgia Bulldogs recently. This play will take us to the 2-minute warning.
Yeah, let's
I'd have
talk
to
about
do-
It's just
to
a
agree.
total disrespect to the sport. The Georgia
How many
coach running up the score every game.
forced losses is this? To be honest,
I
I
think
think
it's
he's
about-
up to 6 this season.
No, this will make it 9 if this score stands.
If he doesn't nail this ball, he's getting 9 forced losses.
Yeah, and it'll be a 3-9 season. He will definitely be fired. He's actually going to take his 3.
This is a fake until he audibles out of it.
I mean, if he makes this, how many forced losses is that? That's 3 more points.
And he's going to
Tony
miss
missed it
it,
on
and he
purpose.
That's what
avoids
he
the
gets.
penalty.
We
Yeah.
gave Peyton Woodring the call there.
Clarkson's going to line up here, trying to erase a 21-point deficit here with a minute and a half left, and that's not going to be how you want to start off. The third sack of the day for the Bulldogs, Jordan Hall. But we do need to get our rankings out, so I'll probably be making mine after this stream is over. As it makes it second and 22. Clarkson going nowhere again. The 12-step drop back just not doing him any favors. And so on third and 22, going to drop back. He's got some good protection, but everybody's covered. He's hit as he throws it. It's going to be an illegal forward pass anyway.
Nothing going right for the Louisville head coach or Louisville head coach and team, quarterback, running back, everyone. But
Cheerleaders, coaching staff, ticket officers, general managers, athletic directors, director of football operations, just everybody having a bad day at the office. As I think we're going to take a QB knee here. Rashada. And the clock will not accelerate, but that will probably do it. As we're going to take another knee here to get this game over quicker. Yeah, we're just going to let the clock run out. All right, well, that is ball game. Final score, UGA 31, Louisville 10. It is L's on here today. The Georgia Bulldogs with a dominating performance. We could talk to the coach of the Georgia Bulldogs first. So, Masopes, are you there?
Yep.
So you're able to get a dominating win over a defending national champion. Some may say he's not the player he once was, but nevertheless, you move to 3-0 on the new season. Talk to me about this momentum and how it's going to work out for you guys going down the stretch as you enter conference play.
Well, first off, I think you're wrong in that sense of the other head coach possibly being washed. I think I've done a handful of dynasties before, and Louisville in year 2 is not fun. It's not the best roster, so I'll give him that. I think he's played 2 really good users with really good teams in Auburn and Georgia, and so I just wouldn't say that he's washed. I think he's still got his whole season ahead of him. But yeah, I mean, just there's a lot of people that just said I shouldn't be ranked number 1 in the committee rankings, and I don't know why they're saying that because I mean the score differential with each. I mean, this is the closest any of my games have been so far, 21 points, and this is the third
Literally, no
straight
one's
user game.
clowning
So
you.
yeah, I mean, I'm not listening to what the Ole Miss head coach saying. Talk when you're saying it. But just 21. I give up 21 points in the worst game so far this season. So or the 21-point differential. Sorry, but I shouldn't be ranked number 1.
well, you gave up like 45 last game, so.
Well, I mean, what do you want me to do? You want me to beat the kid 82-0? You wanted to quit the league?
I think piggybacking off what you said, there are some rumors of unsportsmanlike conduct being an issue in the Georgia locker room with running up the score potentially in that last game in particularly. Can you address the rumors going around about how this is a classless organization?
I mean, yeah, when the committee and anybody else that says we ran up the score can show me a clip, we'll review it and we might look at it. But as far as I'm concerned, any previous games, that's in the past. If you guys wanted to review it, then you could have, but you just didn't, unfortunately. And there's no paper trail to any of these allegations, so unfortunately, they're just not true.
All right. Well, we'll go to anybody else have any questions?
Yeah. Mason, I just wondering what kind of pitch do we have to just keep these All-American juniors in Athens? Like what did you pitch them?
Just a brand new Ford F-150 that they can go wrap around a tree after leaving a frat party at 3 o'clock in the morning or something like that. But besides the point, I mean, really the strategy is just, when you go out and you steal guys like Jamal Haynes, we told him he wants to come to a real program, so he came here. And we can just redshirt somebody like Trevor Etienne. I mean, these might be the only 3 games Trevor Etienne plays. We redshirt him. He'll be back next year, 94 overall senior. So, we'll see how it goes.
Okay.
Just redshirting him, really.
All right. Does that do it for questions?
I'll ask a question because I'm just dying to know something here. And we saw the share screen had to go away, and then we just blew him out. Is there any sort of illegal tampering going on behind the scenes that we're not seeing?
There's nothing that I can reveal. However, we did get in contact with the Georgia athletic director when the Ole Miss head coach joined the party, and that share screen might have needed to come down. But we were experiencing connection issues.
I got a question too, or not a question, but just asking for a statement or something. What are you saying to the people that say you're a playoff choker?
Have they ever been?
Have they ever been?
Possibly.
Okay. Well, I mean, when you beat Georgia in the playoffs, you can talk. So, I mean, if that's something you're saying, that's fine. Regarding our history, it is what it is. But I mean, anybody else, I really don't think they could say anything because there's only been one person that's beaten me out of the playoffs, and that's it. Any other questions?
All right. A very heated coach for some reason after a dominating performance. We'll go over to a guy who's probably more heated. Coach Lamar. Are you there?
I'm here.
All right. Getting brutalized on your home field, never easy, especially when it's to another SEC user. Talk to me about, you've said throughout the years that the ACC is the best conference and the best place to be, and a lot of times you make arguments over the SEC. Going 0-2 in these first 2 games, talk to me about the momentum that you're going to need to build up to turn this ship around.
Disappointing loss. Got to play cleaner. Congrats to Georgia for winning. And then defense, they didn't perform well. They couldn't stop that stupid set with three men in the backfield. Couldn't get to the freaking Jamal Haynes. Couldn't get to him. Defense and Pierce, he played horrible. I mean, he threw 3 interceptions. I mean, too many turnovers, too many bad defensive calls. I mean, it's just a wreck. And it's the one time I'm gonna be mad because people say I'm washed. You guys cannot say anything until you win a national championship, all right? And that goes for anybody. I mean, I don't care who you are.
Cook them.
And we just got to rebound. I mean, the SEC's good. Yes, it's good. Don't get me wrong. But we just gotta play cleaner. We're just not clean enough. And it's just been a wreck. And I really can't afford to lose any more games, and it's just very disappointing just starting the year 0-2, and then we got to freaking play Oregon, so which I already know he's probably talking smack behind the screen right now, but again, it's disappointing loss, and we just gotta do better.
Okay, I have a question.
Go ahead.
Starting out 0-2, it's tough, but there's still hope for the season. What kind of adjustments are we going to make to not let it fall to 0-3 and potentially 0-4 with 2 tough matchups coming up?
I just
need a QB change.
I just need to stop turning the ball over, and if I make a QB change, the other QBs aren't that great either. So I'm gonna have to keep Pearson, and it's just I don't know what's going on. We just don't play clean enough, and if I'm gonna beat this team next week. And if I want to win in belt-to-ass fashion, then I need to not turn the ball over at all. Play really clean. Don't do anything stupid. We just did dumb things today, and it is what it is. I mean, just got to move on and just don't reflect on it.
All right. Does anybody else have any questions?
I'll make a statement and a question, I guess. But pre-game, there was some comments from the Louisville head coach to the Charlotte head coach about getting BTA'd in his first 3 games, and quite frankly, I see this way, and it just kind of put me to sleep. So I just wanted you to let you know that's how I feel about you right now.
Okay. All right.
Well, a lot of animosity in this booth, but I reckon we'll wrap it up there for Pablo, Tiger, Jake, Jackson, and Joker, because he always likes to comment on everything we do in this booth. I am Hell State, and we will catch you guys for the next edition of Hennessy Performance League Game of the Week.